Hey Jay.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Oh man, let me show you what's been going on. Uh, uh, big
Nice.
heavy tome.
It is heavy.
So heavy.
Oh, mine's up here somewhere.
Yeah, I know
Yes.
you've run it on the channel, right?
Not on the channel.
Oh, okay.
I've never ran it before, so it was Jeremiah, me, and Sarah, and we could just kind of play it offline, so I could get my legs underneath me. Uh, I really liked it. I like
Did
the
you do
scaling
eyeliner?
mechanics there.
Like, did you Daphne it up?
No, I didn't.
Okay, all right.
But Sarah had some mood lights going on, so
Nice. The mood lights, that's good enough. That covers it.
Yeah.
So it was fun. I enjoyed it. It was good stuff. I would do it again.
Yeah, home group. Heidi's part of the home group, and one of our players, Jesse Ross, said, "Hey, I would like to run a brief bit of this for you guys as at our next rotation when Lady Blackbird's over." And then I bought the book and a bunch of tin-sided dice because I got rid of all my D10s, and it's gonna be cool.
And yeah, now I expect you to be wearing eyeliner when we play. So pictures to come.
Yeah.
Nice. I got
I mean,
to
I have
see
a ton of
the.
pictures of me in eyeliner, but I didn't do it for the vampire game. I feel like I should have. If we streamed it, maybe I would have. I don't know.
Ooh.
It's usually my partner putting the makeup on me. I don't know if I could do my own eye makeup. I hate it. I hate it. I like how it looks when it's done. Like I hate having it happen.
Right.
Yeah, that seems to be I have done my husband's makeup for some costume stuff, and it's always like, it's in my eye. Don't poke me. Leave me alone.
Do you want to curl your own eyelashes, or do you want me? I'll do it.
Don't do it.
Stupid torture device.
Yes, it's like a torture device.
So very much like a torture device.
It looks like one. It really does.
I don't know. No, I'm not opposed. Maybe some games down the line we could do vampire on the stream. I feel scared, intimidated because I've watched other streams do vampire, and I don't know if I can bring the thunder like that. So, yeah, they're impressive shows. I don't know. I'm scared. Anyway. Back at the Prancing Pony.
Daphne regales us with her very long extended conversation.
Yes. Well,
It comes back with names.
Talked about that. Then I met so and so and his brother.
Nice.
And I almost because I assume they're probably going to be leaving in the morning. I don't know if Daphne got a sense of that or if they even said they're probably.
They're leaving in the morning.
I almost wish we had a way to let these current workers know how Gorlank treats his employees in like a believable fashion. Because we have the guy, that's like a half a day's travel at that other end, but we're not going to have time to get him here and try to talk to these people and be like, hey, he's just going to throw you in the meat grinder and leave you abandoned. That's what he did to us. But I don't know that we can pull that off as satisfying as it would be.
Yeah, because that guy's hiding from Gorlank. He wants to be in Bree, but he's out on the outskirts, right?
Yeah.
My thought was maybe get ahead of them because we know that they're kind of where they're going.
Ish, yeah.
And then
that would mean leaving. That would mean
now.
Now.
Yeah.
Which isn't ideal.
You like the dark.
I do like the dark. Another question I have, whenever we leave, if we decided to just leave now and try to get ahead of them, or whether we leave in the morning is because the rules on money and stuff in this game are very loose.
Yeah.
But like, you know, Nindor basically started. I mean, he's poor. He's very poor. Couldn't even like start with a horse.
Frugal,
yes. Right? And so like it would be nice to just be able to like get him a mount of some sort. Even you know, even if it's just a pack mount, it doesn't have to even be something he can ride. But like,
carry his stuff. And this being Bree, I think a mount can be had, right? I don't think that's a question.
Yeah, I just don't know because I think Daphne is also prosperous. I think so. Like the two of us are prosperous,
right?
But like you know, what that means as far as spending money and what we can. Like we can't just be like, well, we can just buy horses for people all the time.
That's right.
I don't know how what the best way to make that work is. The only like real thought I had is like because there's like different levels of like horse quality.
Yeah.
Is like, you know, Nindor flat out can't afford one.
Right.
Daphne and I were able to afford a decent beast to like start with. Is maybe because and then there's one level below that which is common. So like maybe there's like a middle ground where we can get. But again, I don't know if there's. I don't know if there's anything in the GM section because I haven't even looked at it as far as like when it comes to like the adventurers wanting to obtain things. I don't know if the game really addresses that in any way.
I didn't feel it did. I think I ended up going into the standards of living, right? Yeah. And then that whole section about hoarding riches. Down in the lore master side, it doesn't really get into what you can buy and spend and that kind of thing.
Right.
So yeah, because you can improve your standard of living by
that's pretty much it.
The prosperous one says that prosperous people could hire beasts of burden. So maybe we just hire something for a couple days of journeying, or I guess it'd be maybe like 2 weeks of journeying.
Yeah.
And then we bring it back.
I like that.
Get a loaner pony.
Get something loaner just to get there and back.
Sounds
yeah. No, I like that. That feels
because that'll assist with fatigue.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I will take it.
Cool.
I think as we're discussing this as a group and kind of determining where this thing is going to come from, I will at some point in the conversation like nudge Nendor a little bit and be like, or you could ask Irena because she seems to kind of like you. She might have an extra horse to lend out if you ask nicely.
What makes you think this is the case? She apologized after being rude to me.
Yes, to you, not to me or Farron for that matter, just to you. And she only spoke to you as well when we got back after the goblins. So, just saying, she seems almost magnetized to you. And I love it.
Daphne the matchmaker.
Yes.
I will speak with Irena then. If she has something to aid us, there's no reason to empty your purses, friends.
Maybe you can sing her a love song in Elvish. She won't even know what you're saying. It'll just be your little heart speaking to her little heart in the whispers that only song can sing.
The language of love.
Do not speak lightly of songs of love, Daphne.
I am very serious.
I see. Well, it
On
is
that
already
note, I'm
late.
going to have another drink.
Indoor will attempt to be frugal and save the party some money by speaking to Arena.
Nice. I like it. This night or in the morning?
In the morning. In the
Okay.
morning. She's human. She'll need a good night's sleep.
You could just go throw rocks at her window from outside.
I choose not to do that.
Nice. Yeah, I think like as nice as it would be to get a head start on them, just starting in the morning makes more sense. And I'm also hoping since they're traveling with a carriage or wagon or whatever, that they'll be a little slower, so
Right.
it'll be easy to follow.
So that might mean we kind of end up like paralleling them.
Yeah, because we want to. I mean, I'm sure we want to try to follow them, which should be easy, but we don't want to be recognized. They would certainly recognize Farron and Daphne at this point.
That is true.
Yeah. Even with all of Daphne's dark makeup, they would probably still recognize Daphne.
I mean, it's pretty convincing. You never know.
That is too funny.
However, have Daphne use her skills to just give us all a little bit of makeup. Just rub some coal around.
Dark Nindor and Dark Farron. Yes. The evening goes without incident, right? The Prancing Pony has a full house. The Hobbit Ska Band. They play a little bit late, but not past midnight.
Nice.
And it's a weeknight. The crowd thins out, and the evening passes without an event. Morning comes fast.
So for just before we get started on the next day, so we remember bookkeeping.
Yes.
Since we have a good overnight sleep, that'll reduce everybody's fatigue by 1. And then since we rest, we have the opportunity to use fellowship to regain hope. And we have 5 fellowship points. I'm assuming Daphne's still pretty good because she has so many. I was thinking, my thought is maybe Nindor and I both take 2, because it might be good to leave 1 in it, just because we have that special ability to re-roll the Eye of Sauron when it comes up, and it would be very unfortunate to need that and not be able to, unless we just really want to empty the tank. Plus, we have that's basically our extra point from our last fellowship phase. We did the thing that gave us the bonus. Sound good?
That sounds good to me.
Works for me. I'm happy to get 2.
So, especially because I have like 3 shadow and I was down to 4, and I'm like, oh, I can't spend anymore.
That is right. I forgot about that. Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I guess I forget. I don't remember what happens if your hope gets down to what your shadow is. So you become miserable.
Right.
And if you're miserable, if you ever roll an Eye of Sauron, you just fail, no matter what the rest of the die results are.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not awful, because the chances of that are low, but it's going to suck when it does. Cool. Okay. So next morning.
No, that was good. Good bookkeeping. Yes, the next morning comes fast. I think Nindor, again, Arena's not hard to find. So maybe you go have that talk while Daphne and Farron pack up and settle the accounts, because you guys are riding out. Unless you want to keep your room here, I'm assuming, we're hitting the road.
That's we settle up, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't know when we'll be back, or we may not even come back through Bree. Who knows?
I think you catch Irena coming out of the Reeves house. Getting ready to do her rounds, right? I think she went in. There's that getting set up for work kind of thing, giving people their assignments. That's all done, and then she's stepping out, right? When you get there, and I think she seems kind of surprised, right, to see you. Good morning, Indoor.
Good morning. Do you have a moment, or are you busy?
I have some time. I didn't get to ride out with the Rangers and the other wardens that are heading up to the Chetwood. Somebody's got to stay home and make things run here.
I'm sure that they will miss your strong arm. We are traveling south.
Oh, okay.
Gorlank is taking a wagon to the south. It seems they will be doing something. I'm quite worried for the people he's recruited after what he did to the last crew. Sacrifice them to a creature. I would not have that happen to any more of the people of Bree. My compatriots have horses and I do not. Do you know of a place where I could obtain a steed or borrow one? I would return it.
If you're going to return it, I can loan you one.
Yes, it would allow me another trip to Bree.
You say that like that's a bad thing. Bree is kind of nice. When you come back, I can show you some nicer parts of Bree.
I would like that.
I'm watching Farron and Daphne.
Daphne's like half hiding around a tree like Charlie Brown, where you see like half her head. Yeah.
Right. So I think the Reeve has a stable, right? And you two walk around the back, and she sets you up with a mount, right? Since you're going to bring it back.
What is the horse's name? Or if it's a pony, he says pony.
Dwari. Do elves name ponies too?
No, I will learn the name that they have chosen for themselves, but Daphne always asks, and I like to be prepared. Thank you. This means a great deal to me.
I hope you all return safely, and I hope we get some answers about Gorlank. I'm still skeptical. I'm hoping for a better outcome, something that makes sense.
I'm sorry that this Gorlank has betrayed your trust. You seem like a fine warden. I look forward to returning and allowing you to show me the better parts of Bree. He'll mount up.
Nice. So what's the plan? Are we following this wagon and crew, or we're going to try to parallel their path? What is the plan? And I think we'll be engaging the journey rules because it's a little bit of a trip.
I mean, since we know they're just, well, not just digging. We know they're digging, so like, I don't think we need to try to like beat them there or get there when they do.
Right.
So it seems like following might be easier.
Right.
I mean, they're going to be driving this big wagon down the road that'll probably leave very obvious tracks that we won't have any problems following.
Right. I agree.
So it seems like following them a little ways behind should be fine.
All right. Let me. Where is this it? Ooh, look at that. That's new for StreamYard. That's kind of neat.
Oh, the layout that you just did?
Yeah, it's all on the
Nice.
bottom. That
works out pretty well, actually.
I like it. It covers over the things I can't get rid of. Yay!
It covers up all of our random avatars.
Yes, they are random.
I like the avatars for what they say about each of us as individuals, but it's kind of
right.
awesome that you can't get rid of it and it's basically useless.
Nice. So as you look at the map, you can see the Barrow Downs. You can take the Greenway out of Bree. I know it's a road there, but the Greenway is not in great repair. And if I remember, there are 3 types of categories of land in the Middle Earth in the One Ring. There are the free lands, right? There are the wild lands, and then there are the dark lands. We're going into the dark lands when we take the Greenway down into the Barrow Downs.
Oh, no.
Oh, no is right. So what I don't know is, I was trying to look today, what does that mean when we're traveling, right? Because it doesn't increase or make the rolls to travel harder, not that I'm aware of yet.
Well, there was, there's some kind of like roll modifier based on, oh, maybe they took that out. That was in the alpha rules. I don't see it now.
Yeah, I don't see it
because I don't think we've done a journey with the new rule, so I don't see it anymore. Because the alpha rules like had some die modifiers based on like, nice happy lands and happy lands. It looks like they took that out, or at least I'm not seeing it.
And see here, I only see modifiers for time of year, what season it is.
Oh yeah. Sure, I'm not even seeing it.
And perilous areas, which we'll be skirting a perilous area.
Yeah. Oh, for the Oh, okay. Yeah, so I think it's just a straight regular old marching test.
Yes.
Oh, okay. The distance you travel automatically is different whether it's winter or autumn.
Right. But when the events occur, spring and summer, it's 2, and in autumn and winter, it's 1.
But that's only on a failure anyway.
Right.
Hopefully I won't fail.
So, so what I'll also be doing as we make this journey is coloring whatever the events are. I'll be keeping the caravan that we're trailing in mind as this stuff rolls out, nice. Right? Because you're trying to, I'm assuming, follow them without being seen.
Yeah.
Right, without giving up that they're being trailed. And my hope is that as we do the journey stuff, that handles that we don't have to make a separate stealth check or anything like that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to let the events of the journey fall out as they fall out. So with that, I think you folks dawdle leaving Bree. They're leaving out the south gate, and so you kind of gotta let them get a head start, right? Otherwise, the gate is up early. So I think you dawdle and mess around, let them out the gate, and get down the road. And they're trying to move, right? They're trying to gain some ground, and then you start out some distance behind them. You have to decide who's the guide, who the lookout is, who the scout is, who's hunting.
Mm-hmm. I'll be the guide like normal because I've got a nice fat travel skill.
I think I took hunting.
Yeah, I think so too. And then
I-
it looks like normally for scout, you'll probably roll explore, and lookout is awareness. I'm happy to take one of those. I don't know which one of those is better for Nindor.
awareness is probably better for me.
Okay,
I'm trying to find explorer.
it'll be under
Yep.
wits.
With target number, it's slightly better for.
Okay. Yeah, I have 2 in each, but my strength score is better. But I'm happy to let you take awareness, and
I have one
I feel
more
like
die in awareness, but a target number of 15, and then I have 1 die less in explore, a target
okay.
number of 14.
Okay, so yeah, I think that makes sense. So I'll take scout, and you take lookout.
Okay.
All right. And since we're following them, they initially start out on the Greenway out of Bree, headed south.
And we don't know their exact destination, right?
Right.
Okay.
But they're staying on the road.
Okay. So we don't really even have like a rough idea of.
I'd say a rough idea.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Yeah. Daphne, in that conversation, it was they called the South Downs, right? So you know you're going out at least that far.
Oh, okay. So probably the southern end of the. So how many hexes is that approximately? I'm curious.
I had that written down, but I can count them because I'm right here. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 hexes out.
Oh, okay. So that's not too bad.
Yeah,
That's a
it's
relatively
not too
short
bad.
journey. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So first thing is a marching test, right?
Yes, it's the marching test.
Okay. So I will take my travel skill. Whoa, what is going on here? Okay. Travel, which is favored. What are we in autumn? Probably.
We are. Yes, we are in autumn.
Okay. So if I don't succeed, we only move 1 hex before having an event.
I only see 1 d12 in there right now.
I should have 2. That might be from my last roll. I've got it looking correct on my screen at least.
Oh, okay. As long as it's right on yours.
Yeah. I don't know what's up. Yeah, let's just go for it. Oh, it's not great. Crap.
That is crappy.
Yeah, that's a fail.
Ooh. Is it at? That's
well
because. Go ahead.
Because I rolled 2 d12, so take.
Okay, gotcha.
My total's only 13.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Like that, how high is your target number? All right, that makes sense. I'm with you.
Yeah. So.
All right.
We get an event in 1 hex.
In 1 hex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're never going to get out of this town.
So this, yes. I think this is on the lookout. This is this event involves the lookouts. It's going to be an awareness test. I think what's happening is the caravan in front of you is they're having starts and stops, right? Trying to get down the road, right? And that messes with your trailing, your shadowing, right? Right. You got to pull up short, and if the terrain is kind of rocky or whatever, right? It could be that you come too close, right? And they're stopped, and you're like, oh, they should be further down, and now you got to back off a little bit. There's plenty of room. There's that play back and forth. There's plenty of room for them to become aware that they've got someone following them. And whoever your lookout is going to save the day for you here. Otherwise,
that would be Nindor.
That's the mishap.
Okay, so that's a mishap. So, okay. So failure means additional fatigue. Ooh,
right.
Okay.
Gosh.
I don't think you get busted. I think you work it out, but it costs you a day to length of the journey, right?
Yeah.
And an additional fatigue, right? As
Okay.
you try
How
to
much
work out.
total fatigue do we take? Sorry.
We're taking 2 for sure.
Right.
And then depending on how your roll goes, we might take a third.
Okay, no pressure. It's fine. I'm fine. It's okay.
Fine. It's totally fine.
Totally fine. All right. Awareness is how I will try to help us. As I jump up to click that, it's a favored skill, so I will spend a hope to get me a couple more d6s.
Is it favored means extra d12.
Oh, sorry, it's favored, so I'll do a
Yeah.
extra d12. Thank you. 10 games still can't.
No, it's all right. It's all right because I keep forgetting. I'm like, oh yeah, there's favored and then there's inspired.
Yeah.
Daphne is willing to spend a hope to help in some way.
What is that? How does Daphne help? What does that look like?
I was looking to see if I had any dice in awareness, and I do not, probably not surprisingly. But I think maybe the way that she helps is like feeding additional information about the people that we're following that she gleaned from her conversations with them.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not quite sure what that would be.
I mean, it could be like insight, or it might even be like riddle.
Yeah, I think that conversation with him was detailed enough. You walked away with 3 successes. So I think that works in that you have enough information, like from the size of the caravan, how many humans you saw, how many dwarfs were there. You can also make out, if you guys were around the South Gate, the workforce that they're. I mean, there are lots of folks on foot. Most of the supplies are in the wagon. So I think you have enough to add to the conversation there. I think I would say yes, you could do that.
Cool. So I'll give you an extra d6.
I will take it.
Who's your focus? Is it me?
Do
you remember?
I don't remember. I think we all chose it was like look at the character to your left. So who is Farron's focus?
My focus is Daphne.
Oh, okay. So you did.
I'm probably yours. Maybe. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, who does Daphne have?
Nendor.
Okay, yeah.
Right, no, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Then it's Farron. My focus is Farron. I'm writing it down now.
So if I help you, you get bonus dice. I should remember that.
Cool. Thank you for that extra d6. Here comes the roll.
Nice.
That is an extra success with the 6.
Ooh.
And I definitely beat my target number there.
Nice. That is
so,
nice.
So here's a question. What does that could that extra 6 help with the fatigue we took or something else?
Nice.
Yeah. Because I was just reading that earlier too. What extra successes can do. I learned that on group tests, you can cancel a failure with an extra success.
I do like that. I like that.
I do too.
That is very cool. Yeah, they have like some suggestions of things, but I wasn't sure
they
what
do.
made sense with this one.
Score 1 additional success. That's for actions.
Really
Gain an insight. Go quietly, but I think we're doing that. Make haste. You complete the task in a shorter time. Widen influence. How much fatigue are we taking already?
2.
2?
2.
I'll say yeah. We could roll it back to 1.
Yeah,
I'll do with that.
So let's change this to 1.
Yay.
And I think that's Nindor being frugal about when to move.
Yeah, very nice.
And not exhaust your resources because he sees they're having a hard time getting into a groove on this road.
Yeah.
So they're stopping and starting. That was one hex out?
Yes.
Woo!
Because of the failure.
Right. All right.
But it doesn't mean we're going slow. It just means
Right.
we have to deal with stuff more often.
More often, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I said woof because that means I assumed it would be one event.
Yeah.
But there are two.
That's okay. I'll ace this other test and it'll be fine.
We'll be done.
I'm also thinking I feel like this wouldn't always be valid, but I feel like since part of the marching test I'm making is sort of tracking them and keeping distance.
Yes.
One of the pieces of traveling gear I have is a spyglass, so I feel like that would maybe be a benefit.
No, I think that is a benefit.
Sweet. So let's add a second D12 and a second D6. There we go. Okay, I feel much better about this roll. It'll be fine. Bam. That'll do it. I didn't get a 6, but so 3 hexes.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's the trip.
Nice.
So I think there it is late afternoon when so I think that I'm looking at the map now. I'm trying to figure out how many days. I think that's 4 days. Right? In autumn.
I mean, I think on average 1 hex is a day.
Yeah. Unless you're riding the ponies.
Yeah. Which, well, it kind of assumes we are, because at the end of a journey, we all reduce our fatigue by the value of our mount's vigor. Although I think in this case it probably only counts against the fatigue we just acquired, not like the semi-perma fatigue we have from the previous journey. So we probably just take off 1 more because we only gained 1 fatigue on this journey.
Right. No. It says if the entire company is traveling on horseback, half the resulting total for days of the journey.
Oh, for the distance. Yeah, I mean, we all have horses and ponies. But in this case, we're going at their speed, not our speed.
At their speed, and they're walking, right?
Yeah.
So it is 4 days of this journey. Trying to get back to my map here. For 1, 2, 3 of the days, you stay on the Greenway. That 3rd day, you end up in some hilly territory on the Greenway, right? And then going into that 4th day, where the Greenway continues south, they break off more southwest, maybe more west and south, into the Barrow Downs. And it's about late afternoon when you see where they set up camp at the foot of these hills of the Barrow Downs. A lot of them are looking up. So the hills go north to south, and they kind of become big in that middle section. And so they're at the foothills looking up at those hills as they're setting up camp at the base of those hills.
Nice.
At this point, they are unaware of your presence as they set up camp.
Since we've been following them for a few days, I assume we have an idea of their number.
Mm-hmm. They've got humans and dwarves all total. They're probably about 15 folks strong.
Cool. So we're not just going to run in there.
Just run up in there, busting heads.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Have we spotted Gorlank? Like, is he traveling with them?
That's a good question.
I feel like we would have been specifically keeping it out.
Couldn't have thought of that one 5 days ago when we left Bree.
No, you don't see Gorlank. No, so you do see the dwarf Gorlank, yes.
Okay. Cool. Well, that's something.
What else? So what's hard is so I'm gonna give it to you. What's hard is do I make you roll or do I give you this next piece of information? I think I give it to you because it's dramatic and I want to see what you're gonna do, right? So I think you in the trailing, you see where they stop at the foot of the hill. You see they begin to set up camp, but you also see that wasn't an arbitrary spot that they picked out their butts. There's a campsite already there when they get there. Oh, I like Rich's face. That's fantastic. I think you see 2 tents, right? 2 man-sized tents. I think you see Marin come out of one of the tents, right? And he greets Gorlank the dwarf, right? And they kind of embrace, right? And then they're having this conversation, right? And then there are 2 other men that get out of the second tent. And when I say men, I mean human men.
Yeah.
But Marin is a guy, and so you see him.
Okay, so
I know, right?
Yeah. Somebody did tell us that his name was Gorlank. I'm so confused right now. But at least this seems to indicate that they are different people. So maybe there's not an evil shapeshifter. Just go in there and kill them all. God,
that's right. What's your name? I kill you. What's your name?
It also
Daphne,
like
how is it best to prepare crow so that one may eat it?
Now, to be fair, both these men, the dwarf and Marin, had referred to themselves as Gorlank.
Right. Which makes me wonder if either of them are like if this is some weird like cult thing, right? Then Gorlank might not be a singular person.
Gorlank is the evil Spartacus. Is that what we've discovered?
Or like the guy from Walking Dead.
Negan.
Negan. Like we're all Negan kind of thing. Like it could be something like that. Like maybe there's a real Gorlank somewhere, but all of his lieutenants. You know, I don't know if any of us know enough about like dark evil sorcery to like have a sense that either of these 2 are really, because we haven't seen either one with a sword, have we? Because we heard something about
Marin.
Does have a sword.
Right. On the road, you saw him with a sword.
Okay.
2 swords.
Okay. So okay.
Right. He had his hand wrapped up. He had a sword on the side that he reached for.
Yeah.
He had one strapped across his back.
Gotcha. Okay. Man, I hate not having information.
I mean, Nendor has shadow lore, right?
He does. And I think that's what he's looking at right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to
Let's just
figure out what's going on. Maybe read these guys for a little bit of shadowness.
Because your shadow lore, that's a distinctive feature, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. But I guess if you kind of used that with like the actual lore skill, then
right.
Or with awareness.
Makes sense. Or something. Awareness might make sense too. Yeah.
Yes. It's up to you.
Lore is an extra die and a better target number though. So I'll go lore.
But shadow lore, I think if it's a distinctive feature, can add dice to your lore roll.
Yeah, if you spend hope, yeah.
Right.
But I think it's also just by virtue of having it kind of.
Yeah. I think it lets you make the roll.
I think I'd like to make the roll, but I don't plan on spending hope just because I'm already
I'm good with that.
6. So
I'm good with that.
All right, here we go. Oh, with a 6.
But not a success.
I know, so close. So how does that re-roll from the fellowship pool?
We can re-roll Eyes of Sauron for a hope.
I did not.
But he didn't actually roll one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want success with some consequence?
Yeah.
Because
Always.
that's the thing they let you do in here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's just do that all the time. It's more interesting.
Let's do that.
Just all the time. Just
Yeah.
across the board, assume
way more
that's what
fun.
we want.
That's right. We want successes with consequences. Right. So where is everybody right now? Right. We know these folks are setting up camp.
Yeah,
Just saw the dwarf and Marin embrace like old high school chums.
buddies. Yeah.
Right.
Well, this area is hilly and whatnot, right?
Right.
So I can imagine us sort of like having some distance and sort of like kind of at the crest of a hill, maybe trying to like hand my spyglass, like, oh, here, take a look.
Right. So I think Nindor, you can see without a doubt, Marin is dripping in shadow, in taint, in corruption. Right. There's no doubt about it. The dwarf, not so much. Right. So you have that, right? You can see that. I think if you're using the spyglass, I think there's a reflection, light that comes off of there, right? The sun's setting in the west, it's late afternoon, and it catches somebody's attention, right?
Uh-oh.
Like a reflected light does.
Yeah,
And then they're looking over to right where it's coming from, or they're trying to see where it's coming from because they know it's not here, right? That light just passed it, so it's out that way somewhere.
Somebody saw a little glint of light.
Yes. And so you have some of that conversation happening. Hey, what's that? Right. And maybe 2 or 3 are starting to look in your direction or look.
Run away.
Right. They've become alerted that they're not the only ones out here, is where I'm going. That'll factor into what that camp will be on alert until the situation changes.
That makes sense.
Right. They're suspicious now because who else is hanging out in the barrow downs?
Nobody.
But yes, Marin is filthy. So in mechanical terms, right, the thing you have to worry about with gaining shadow points and fighting men, dwarves, elves is mechanically whether they have hate or what's the other thing?
Resolve or something?
Resolve, yes. And in this case, the dwarf has resolve, but Marin has hate. Right?
Ooh.
So he's nothing but corrupt shadow. Where Gorlank, the dwarf, he hasn't crossed that bridge yet, right? So he could, under the right circumstances, cause you to get shadow. Does that make sense?
Wow.
Okay.
Scary.
Where killing Marin won't, because he's using hate.
Right.
That's how that works mechanically.
So Marin has seduced Gorlank and these others in some way, or at least they just haven't been corrupted enough
Yet. But if you're right, if he's doing a repeat of what he did up in the Coldfells, right? These guys are all cannon fodder, right? Even his right-hand man.
Yeah. And that might be a direction to go, potentially. It's probably going to be a tough sell.
Yeah.
I mean, in the meantime, like if we, even if we don't know why, if it seems like people are suddenly looking in the direction we are, I imagine we want to like move away and put some distance between us and them, go find the nearest copse of trees or something.
Daphne would suggest that we hang something shiny, like up on a tree branch where we are currently, and then leave, so that if they come investigate, they can go, oh, that's what that shiny thing was.
Oh,
all good.
Nice. I like
Clever.
it. That is clever.
Yeah.
Daphne knows because she's been drawn by many a shiny thing in the past, and so.
Yeah. Is it clever enough to give it to us, or do we need to make a roll?
No, I think that's clever enough to give it to you.
Okay, cool. Because I have crafts, but that's cool.
Yeah, no, I like that. It's clever enough to give it to you.
Nice. Good job, Daphne.
Sweet.
Yes, I like it. And I think that's where we're going to leave it for the holiday break.
Ooh.
Big cliffhanger.
Yes. Because there's so much in store, right? We're in the
I can only imagine.
We got some bad men out here.
Yeah.
We got some good men out here.
I mean, I remember in The Hobbit, or no, I guess it was the beginning of the Fellowship of the Ring. Like that's like they fell into a barrow.
Yes.
After they left the Shire, before they got to Bree.
Yep.
Like, that's where we're at. That's not fun.
No, that's not fun.
Raw stuff.
I know. I love it. So, two things, because I'm excited. I read that I didn't see in the alpha rules. One was, what do they call these? Landmarks.
Oh.
So we've got a section here where, you remember those one-page dungeons? In fact, I'm even thinking Burning Wheel, where they would do a one-page dungeon for Burning Wheel, and you just kind of play through it in an old school kind of sensibility. But
I remember seeing some of those. Yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't a square grid by grid dungeon crawl. It's kind of abstracted out a little bit. I've got these set pieces I'm moving through, and that's kind of what landmarks in the One Ring are. They don't want you to go through the whole dungeon crawl procedure, but you have these subset pieces in a area, right? That you're doing something else, but the environment is that area. So I read through that, and that was fascinating. I like that. And then they have the nameless things. So this is me foreshadowing. Yes. So I think it's Lord of the Rings. They get to the Mines of Moria, but they have to open the doors, right? And they're standing out. I guess there's a lake back there, and they're trying to figure out how to get in.
Yep.
And some things snatch some hobbits, right? Gandalf has this throwaway line about nameless things, right?
Oh, yep.
That's what nameless things are, as creatures that we can't be bothered to name them because they're so nasty.
Cool.
So
nice.
That's me foreshadowing. I'm going to use both of those before we call it an arc, right?
Right.
Awesome.
So yes, as we do outros, we got a big holiday coming up. We won't be playing for Thanksgiving Day unless Jeremiah and I decide to do something that day. We haven't talked about it. What?
You just sprung it on him right here.
No, we've sort of half mentioned it because I don't have any plans.
Yeah, and I don't either. I'll be mooching food and pumpkin pie, mostly pumpkin pie. That's my favorite thing is pumpkin pie. So that's what I'll be looking forward to. What favorite foods? If you're into that kind of thing, when you do your outro, tell me what your favorite food is that you're thinking about for Thanksgiving Day. Let's start with Rich Rogers.
Yeah. So coming up, I'm going to talk about it now because it'll basically almost be like upon us, but Star Wars Saturday's special edition is happening the first weekend of December. Lore Master Jay is running an awesome game, and it's already full of folks. 15 different games going on over that weekend, all Star Wars themed, none of them officially Star Wars games. So it's all hacked up and a bunch of crazy all over the timeline, wild stuff from harsh mothership system smoking Yeg to light and airy things like now this is pod racing. It's a wonderful gathering of Gauntlet folks, and I'm so excited for that. And that happens from a Thanksgiving food. I mean, I really like me some pumpkin pie with some Cool Whip on top. Yeah, it's the good stuff. That's the stuff. I'm up here in the Twin Cities. It's all like pecan pie, and like they're not. It's hard to find pumpkin pie around here. It's hard to find
pumpkin pie with a side of turkey. That's where I'm at. What about you, Heidi?
Thanksgiving food wise, we are usually in charge of making the sweet potatoes, and they are delicious and wonderful. I'm a big fan of some, both the healthy version and then we make the unhealthy version with like the marshmallows and everything.
Yes.
We'll make both so people can choose which one they prefer. I have both.
And you end up taking the healthy stuff home later?
Oh no, it's all gone. It's all gone. My husband is one of 6 kids on his side, so when we all get together for Thanksgiving, it is a lot of people.
Nice.
But yeah, no other game stuff coming up, so that's all I got.
And Jeremiah.
I mean, I just like food, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not big on like traditional Thanksgiving meals, so
Right.
I don't even like. I don't know. I'll eat my weight in mashed potatoes probably. Mac and cheese, good. I love some green bean casserole. I don't care as much about the desserts for the most part. We always do a Friendsgiving, so we're doing a Friendsgiving on Sunday, and it's kind of like a potluck. Bring whatever you want, and this year we're just going to be grilling stuff, which will be fun. I usually make some bread. I don't know what I'm going to make this year. Game-wise, I don't have anything coming up, but last weekend, a bunch of friends had like a little 3-day mini con at some people's houses. So it was nice to have like a little tiny con experience with like 10 people. Got to play a couple games I hadn't played before. Ran a couple that I've done before, so that was fun.
Nice. No, I've got no plans other than stealing pumpkin pie from people I know all weekend long. So that's my plan. And then I'll talk with Jeremiah, and we'll figure out if we're going to play something, if we'll stream something Thursday for Thanksgiving. So
we just meet up and play some board games.
With that, yes, I will. I'm not. I've got no plans. So, other than that, we'll see everybody in 2 weeks for some Barrow Down action. So,
yay!
Thanks for joining us, and you folks have a good night.
Good night, everybody.